The first thing we need to do is find our ring size. This is called the ring sizer. We use this along with the sizing wand to find our ring size. The first thing you need to do is decide which finger you're making a ring for. For those of you that have never worn a ring before, rings are not as tight as they might look. Take a look at my ring. Notice how it can spin and has room to move. It's not loose, but it's not tight either. It's important that you size your ring properly so that you can take it off your finger without it getting stuck. I'm going to find a ring size for this finger. I'm going to start trying on the different rings. They go from small to big. This one stops right here, so it's too small. I'm going to skip a couple sizes and try another one. This one goes on pretty nice, but right here, I'm having to push it on a little bit. It actually feels pretty nice, and if this was a real ring, I'd probably choose this size. But since I want to make sure I can take it off, it might be just a little too tight for this project. Do you see how my finger is turning a little red? That's because it's squeezing my finger a little bit. Notice how with this one, my finger stays the same color. That's what you want to look for. This is the size I'm going to choose. Once you find your size, you'll slide it onto the sizing rod until it stops. Here's where mine stops, just after the 12. So that's the number I'll use as we move through the worksheet. Now that we've used the ring sizer to find our ring size, we'll use this sheet, which is on the wall at your station, to calculate how much we need to adjust the size of the ring you've chosen for it to fit properly. So I'm going to look at the chart for my size 12 ring size. Next to my US ring size is my ring size in millimeters. I will plug that number into the box here. Then I'll use a calculator to find the result. You can see my result on the calculator screen. I'll need to remember or write down this number. You only need one digit after the decimal though. So my number will be 122.2. Now open the Dremel application by quickly clicking the left mouse button twice. If this window shows up, it means you clicked the right mouse button instead of the left. It does take a couple seconds for it to open. But now that it's open, let's take a look around. This represents the 3D printer. Mouse buttons do a couple different things here. If you hold the right mouse button and move the mouse, you can rotate what you see. Rotating the mouse wheel will zoom in and out. If you push the mouse wheel down, you'll be able to move the view around. On the right side of the window are the settings. You'll typically want the settings as you see them here. Here's what they mean though. The material you're printing with is called PLA plastic. You want to use the high-speed profile for quick prints. Infill determines what the inside of your object looks like if you were to cut it open. 20% should work just great for most objects. Only use 50% if you need your object to be extra strong. Generate support is used when your object has areas that are floating in the air. Imagine the branches if you were making a tree. Build plate adhesion basically makes a suction cup. It's used for objects that might fall over. Generally, you want both of these unchecked. Let's load our ring onto the printer bed. Click on the folder here. If I make this look a little bigger, notice on this side there's a folder named Rings. Click on it to see your 3 choices. Click on the ring you want and then on Open. Now you can see the ring in the printer. I'll zoom in on it, and there's my pirate ring. Now I need to adjust it to my size. I'm going to click on my ring, and notice how these options are now available. The first one allows us to move the item. We can move it this way along the x-axis, or we can move it along the y-axis. The reason why you might want to move your object would be if you and your partner wanted to print at the same time. This works great if you both want the same color. You'll definitely be using the scale function. Now recall the number you calculated. Mine was 122.2. You'll be entering your number here, but only in the top 2 slots. What you don't want is uniform scaling checked. If it's on and you enter a number into one box, it'll put that number into all the boxes. We don't want to change the number on the z-axis. That will make the ring either skinnier or more like a tube, which we don't want. So if uniform scaling is on, turn it off. Now we can leave the z-axis at 100%. The next thing you'll do is change the name. Down here where it says D3 Pirate Ring, change this to something short and recognizable by clicking on the pencil and typing the name. I'm going to type Mr. Edwards Ring. This is the name I'll see on the 3D printer. Now get the flash drive that matches your station. You'll plug that into the side of the laptop. You might see an error message pop up. If you do, you can close the error window. Now you want to click the Prepare button. This tells the software to check for any errors. The Save to Removable Drive button should appear. This will let you know there were no errors. Click the button to send the printing instructions. After a few seconds, this box will appear. You may click the Eject button. Now it's safe to remove the flash drive. And now you're ready to print.